mayayaman na may-ari ng lupa, mga negosyante, yung nililigawan niya na kukunin ng sapilitan ng anak ng mayaman, yung standard line, ano. But the gist of the movie is that if you are a farmer, you are poor. Yun ang dapat talagang i-erase
Pero di ba po
natin.
in other countries, pag farmer, especially in the first world countries, pag farmer ka, mayaman ka eh.
Yun ang middle class.
Oo.
Yun ang middle class. So, unang-una, alisin na natin yung mentality yun. At you have to go into what we call generation gap. No? Ang importante, dahil sa medyo mataas ang ating population growth, ay yung mga bata should be given the opportunity to choose whether I will stay in the rural town or I will venture elsewhere. If I will choose to venture elsewhere, doon papasok yung ating sinasabing tamang pagtulong ng gobyerno sa pag-aaral. Because as I've said, you may have an Einstein in the making na nasa isang barangay na suddenly, katulad sa atin sa distrito natin, Rowena, meron tayong mandatory computer literacy.
Yes, yes.
Na hindi ka naman pwedeng graduate na sa atin ng high school pag hindi ka computer literate. Pero yung libre. So, yung mga bata na may potential na ayaw na nilang magsaka and they would like to take up a certain college course, dapat nakatuon yung gobyerno ron. So, they have the option and leverage of venturing elsewhere, but they must be qualified worker. Kasi kung hindi, baha ka na naman ng katulong, labandera, gardener, messenger, yung manual labor. So, doon natin dapat bigyan na, and Timo Harwen, I'll go into statistics. We earned about 18 billion last year, recorded on OCW. But we have to deploy almost 9 million workers. Yung ating mga BPOs, yung business center natin, 500,000 deployed workers. No, less. 375,000 last year. That was the last statistic during the term of President GMA. But our earnings was $7.8 billion.
Just from the OCW?
No, from the BPOs.
The BPOs, okay.
Oo. With the deployment of 350,000 workers, kumita ka ng almost 7 billion. Nag-deploy ka ng almost 9 million OCW abroad and your earnings is 18. Doon mo makikita yung disparity ng skilled at saka non-skilled. Kaya nga, ang point ko, doon dapat ang direksyon ng gobyerno. I-explore mo yung potential ng mga bata talagang matatalino kasi hindi naman lahat tayo pare-pareho ang talent eh. Meron talagang pinanganak na yan na magaling mangisda, mag-alaga ng hayop, magsaka, at yun ang gusto niya. Pero yung magagaling sa math, magaling sa English, magaling sa arithmetic, magaling sa algebra, sanayin mo na yun dito sa ibang klaseng.
So, ano po, ang mga talagang nasa local government po talaga. Kasi ngayon, di ba, parang nakakonsentrate lang ata sa Metro Manila yung mga kagaya, mga ganyan.
Always like that. Hindi ko naman sinisisi o binibigyan ng pansin yung priority ng ating administration. But it's not just this administration, but I think previous administration or maybe all of the administration, considering that Metro Manila is the political pulse of the nation, iba yung pagtingin sa, ang tawag ko nga dito, Imperial Manila. Na masyadong spoiled naman at napakaraming government.
So kasi mas madami actually yung tao sa probinsya, so mas dapat
in essence naman, Ro, siguro mga 68% ng national revenue comes from the NCR.
So, Dad, why should we invest in business in the province? Why not just stay in Metro Manila when there is a higher concentration of people? Actually, that's a question na
the market, yes. But as I've said, then you will have this migratory problem na lahat na lang dito pupunta. That's precisely the reason why you have a lot of informal settlers. Kaya nga, dapat nga umikot ka ng konti. I mean, alam mo, ang pinakamagaling niyan ay yung magsasaka na matalino. That's the best combination. Magaling mag-forecast ng futures. Well, let me see. Maybe I can tell you this. Nangyari to sa amin ni Erap. Nung bumiyahe kami one time, tinanong niya kung ano yung crop ng... Nasa New Zealand kami, sabi niya, nagtatanim daw siya ng sugar beets. Kaya sa laki ng plantation, sabi ni Erap, so you are the sugar beet king of New Zealand. Sabi niya, no. Tapos nag-usap sila, next year we'll plant grain and rice. Because ang kanilang pag-aaral, ina-estimate nila ang movement ng commodities, mas mataas ang presyo next year ng grain at saka ng rice. And the same time, the weather will be cooperative. So sila, ang kanilang data bank ay napaka-extensive na, Rowena. Maybe they know their weather 5-6 years ahead. Kaya sila, sinasabi na nila na this time, maximize kasi whether you like it, you throw time, you throw effort, and you throw money. When you plant or mag-alaga ka ng hayop o yung kagaya na sinasabi namin sheep farming, lahat yan may kapital. Ang importante, maganda yung return nila at hindi sila mapapasok. Yung katulad nga nung unang panahon na wasak ang kalsada ng ating distrito, mapapasok ka kasi magtanim ka ng pagkarami-raming talong. Tapos nung harvest na, nakatambak doon. Ang nangyayari nga tayo, we are at the mercy of the wholesaler, yung mga buyers na pupunta ron, may dalang truck, ika nga, take it or leave it. Yung tumbon mo ng mga agricultural product, kung babayaran ko yan ng 2 pesos per kilo yung talong mo. Alam mo naman, pagdating sa Maynila, 34 sa supermarket. Pero doon mo makikita na hostage ka ng situation. So, marami pang gagawin ang dapat gawin because I'm talking about one particular district which is maybe about 280 kilometers from Manila, but the focus of the administration, as just like your program, is maximize the potentials of other adjoining congressional districts.
So where do you see the Philippines, the province, the business in the province 5, 10, 15 years from now in terms of commerce and entrepreneurial ventures in the
Well, Ro, I would suggest that I don't know, I have very limited time in my public service because I'll be graduating this year. Na number one, stick where you're good at. For instance, kami sa Quezon, we're good at coconut. So maximize, replant our aging coconut trees, put high value crops in between, but still focus the coconut. Sa coconut, napakaraming waste natin. I mean, we just look at the meat and maybe the bao na ginagawa nating activated carbon. After that, everything is thrown away. So, nakita mo yung ating plano na biomass. So, katulad ng ang isang dahon ng nyug, every 30 days babagsak ang isa. What happened to this? Kumisan, ginagawang panggatong, but most of the time, it's a nuisance.
It's basura.
Basura.
Yeah.
You throw it to the water, it becomes a silted material. Bumabaha tayo pagdating ng tag-ulan kasi puno na eh. Tapon tayo ng mga anong tawag ng palapa. Yun namang mga husk, yes, it's true na meron na nung gumagawa ng mga cocoa fiber, but it's not enough. Talagang palagay ko yung sinasabi ng China that they will buy as much as we can produce. Baka hindi nila kaya bilhin lahat yung ipoproduce natin. So what's happening now, tinatapon pa rin natin yung bunot. And there is an environmental impact there. Pag yung nabulok, yung palapa at saka yung bunot ay nabulok, it produces methane, which is bad for our environment. Kaya dito, hopefully, this month of May, darating na yung ating gasifier na magpapatakbo tayo ng maliliit na power plant, mga 1 megawatt, 2 megawatts, na ang panggatong mo, ang feedstock mo ay yung palapa at saka yung bunot. So these farmers, sa halip na itapon, may extra earning sila because they'll just sell it to the plant.
So that's that. So it's just so fast. We have to end soon. Do you have any messages for our viewers who are watching us all over
Well,
the Philippines?
doon sa mga televiewers natin, it's high time now that you should communicate with your congressman. Because sometimes, congressman acts on his own without sometimes consulting, thinking that this is what is good for my district. I'm talking about the parochial responsibility of a lawmaker. Ngayon, siguro, you should understand na ito na ang makabagong politika. Hindi kagaya nung politika nung araw na ang mga gobernador at congressman at senador ay nakatungkod na nakadiilong puti na nakasombrero na dark shade na hindi mo pwedeng lapitan. No. Public servant now are the most approachable persons in our society. And you should tell them what you think is good for your barangay, for your town, for your district, and maybe it's an eye-opener or a learning curve for public servants like us.
Kasi hindi rin nila rin malalaman what you can't also know what they really need unless they communicate it to you.
That's correct.
Right. So we have to end our show soon. Again, I will leave you with leave you with a magic 3. With luck comes preparedness. Make your money work harder for you and build wealth for your peace of mind. So Dad, thank you for being here with us today. I learned a lot and I hope our viewers did too. Just remember, sabi nga ni Congressman Suarez, you communicate kasi po in the provinces, kailangan talaga ng tulong pa rin ng government, ng inyong local government to be able to progress. So at the same time, kasi sa provinces talaga, ang magiging source of income natin talaga is your crops. It's really back to basics kasi hindi po yan mawawala. Ang damit, pwede mong ulit-ulitin, suotin, sapatos, mga ganyan. Pero ang pagkain, kailangan natin and consumable yan, kailangan natin parate. So, pag ano po yung kailangan nyo, ang sabi po ni Congressman, you go to your local congressman and communicate what you really need so that they can help you. Yeah. Lastly, I'd like to thank Elmer of Frank Provo for my hair today. And see you next week, same time, same channel, as we continue learning about different business and investment opportunities. Maraming salamat po at magandang araw po sa inyong lahat.
Ang pangalawang kalaban natin sa pagpalago ay yung procrastination. Ito yung pagpapabukas, yung manyana. Yung ating